Hey Aries, welcome to your weekly forecast for October 14th through the 20th. We're going to continue with our little Halloween theme here. We're going to check out what's happening in the week ahead with this deck here. And then we're going to pull a spiritual or healing message for the week from that deck there. As always, if you like the cards I'm using, you want to know what cards I'm using, I always include the link in the description of the video. If you want to check them out, feel free to do so. We're continuing with our October Halloween theme here. And we're going to see what is happening for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. Aries, here is your Monday, Tuesday. Your Wednesday, Thursday. Oopsie. Your Wednesday, Thursday. And your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Alright, my darlings. Let's see what's going on, Aries. Monday, Tuesday, we have Ace of Swords. So this is really cool. I think a lot of you guys are really vibing really well with the Aries full moon energy that we're coming out of. I'm recording this before the full moon actually happens, but this is for the week following the full moon. So Monday, Tuesday, after we're coming out of that full moon, Aries, a lot of you are in this Ace of Swords kind of energy. And I love the way Ace of Swords is shown in this deck, because even when you look at her face, like, she looks so inspired and like so ready to move forward with something. And Ace of Swords is very much a card about all of a sudden, you know, having this mental clarity, having this epiphany. For me as a reader, each reader reads cards a little bit differently. When I see Ace of Swords, it tells me that you're breaking out of some block, some way of thinking, some limited belief. You're finally breaking out of it. So Aries, I feel like a lot of you are experiencing this in a way where some solution seems to be hitting you like just this bolt of lightning, like something that you've been wrestling with for a long time, or just some dilemma you've had, or something you've been wanting to change but you didn't know how to change it. Boom, pow. Something is happening Monday, Tuesday where you're like, why didn't I think of that before? But don't be discouraged. Don't beat yourself up. You thought about it when it was time to take that step, right? So now you're ready for it. Now you're ready for the changes. So the clarity came in. But don't be surprised, Aries, if a lot of you end up having a lot of mental clarity happen. Now, I also feel there's like a confidence issue that's happening for a lot of you in a good way, where something holding you back, something you were not confident about, is finally being cleared. And the funny thing about the majority of you who are having this clearing, your friends and family probably see you as a super confident person. They feel like, oh, you know, Aries, oh, wow, you know, Aries, you know, they're so confident. They're not afraid of anybody. They're like, they'll take anything on. But I feel like a lot of you have had this one big change about your life you've been wanting to make, or some dream you've been wanting to pursue, but you've been holding back because you didn't have the confidence for it. I feel that's also coming in for a lot of you, like this boost of confidence. And this came in for Sagittarius a couple of weeks ago, and I felt so silly saying it, but I'm glad I did, because so many people confirmed in the comments that it ended up being true for them, and I'm feeling it for you guys now. I do feel, Aries, those of you who are having this massive clearing where you're having these limited beliefs cleared, or you're having these confidence issues cleared, I do feel, because keep in mind, you're releasing, and we're in that full moon energy, some of you are going to be releasing in a way where you're having those little tummy troubles, okay? Like, you may be running to the restroom quite often. You may be gassy, or you may just kind of need to be near the restroom. And a lot of people, when that came up for Sagittarius, a lot of people confirmed it. They were like, oh my God, boy, do I ever. And so some of you might be having that, Aries. I still think it's a good idea to go to the doctor if you can and get looked at, just to make sure, you know, just to make sure there isn't something else going on, or that, you know, you don't need like medicine or something. But sometimes when we clear, it comes out in that way. And Aries, I feel some of you are going to be in that energy Monday, Tuesday. Your Wednesday, Thursday card here, darlings, is 9 of Swords. Don't you just love that negative ego? It's like Monday and Tuesday, you're on it. You know what you want to do. You're excited. But then that negative ego comes in and says, but what if, but what if, but what if? And you start doubting yourself. I do feel for some of you, the Nine of Swords, when I flipped it over, I heard guilt. For some of you, the Nine of Swords isn't that you don't think you can do it. Like, some of you have the idea and you're feeling confident and you're not moving backwards. Some of you are. Some of you are starting to get fear, and you're going to have to work through that, and I'll talk about that in a second. But other ones of you, the Nine of Swords has nothing to do with fear or moving backward. For other ones of you, what's happening is now that you're about to take this step and now that you're about to make these changes, you're feeling guilty. You're worried about how people are going to perceive you. And I don't know why, Aries, but I feel a lot of you have this horrible fear that you're going to be seen as selfish, that you're being selfish, that you only want what you want, that you only care about yourself. And when Nine of Swords comes up, it tells us that the judgments that we're having about ourselves are not reality-based. They're fear-based. And fear is a liar. I don't mean to be cliche, but it's like sometimes people say fear is F-E-A-R, false evidence appearing real. The thing that you're afraid about, the thing that you're worried about, and we see Nine of Swords, although they may be logical, possible fears, they're not based in reality. There's nothing that's really, confirming for us that that's what's going to happen. And when Nine of Swords comes up, I always tell people you want to be super duper careful to come out of that energy. Because Nine of Swords, when we're in Nine of Swords, we have so many powerful emotions and such powerful mental visualizations of what may happen that it's a recipe for manifestation. That's how you manifest, my darlings. That's why some people manifest, some people don't. The people who are able to manifest, they feel like they deserve what's coming their way. They're able to visualize it, and they're able to feel all of the feelings, all of the emotions they would feel as if this dream was actually happening in the present moment. All the excitement, all the happiness, all the joy. Well, when you worry and when you're afraid, you're doing the same thing. You're thinking of something scary, and you're feeling all of the fear as if it's actually happening. And that's how it's a recipe to manifest. So Spirit is saying, hey, midweek, pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to your feelings, because a lot of you are going to be on this Nine of Swords in autopilot. Like, you don't even realize. It's not going to be like, oh my goodness, I'm so depressed. Like, for some of you, it's like an app on your smartphone running around in the background. You don't even know it's there. So pay attention to your thoughts so that you don't end up sabotaging yourself. But I really feel a lot of you have this chance to move forward, and you need to stop worrying so much about what may or may not happen. Do your best to be prepared. Do what's in your power. What you can't control, you need to surrender to your higher power. That's all you really can do at the end of the day, right? And for those of you who want to move forward on this idea, this dream, this plan, anybody who's not happy for you is somebody that maybe doesn't have your best interest in mind, right? And if people love us, they should want what's best for us. So think about that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Aries. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the Lovers. So maybe some of you have to make a choice about if you're going to stay in a relationship or not. Maybe that's why you're feeling guilty. If that's your situation, Aries, I feel you. That's never an easy decision to make, right? We hate to have our heart broken, and we hate to break someone else's heart. So some of you, it's a decision in that way. Now, the Lovers card, you have to understand something about this card. This is a card about choices and decisions overall. So it doesn't always mean love when it comes up in a reading, okay? It's just making a choice or making a decision, having to pick between two things. And that's what's happening. And I feel like some of you are having to choose between what's best for you and what's best for someone else, regardless of if it's a relationship or not. Now, these are not easy decisions to make. They really, really aren't. So you're going to want to make sure that you're weighing out the options. Make sure that you're thinking things through clearly. Make sure that you're doing what you can to bring about the appropriate changes. Sit down and have a plan. And know and understand that you will be helped. You will be guided. Your guardian angels will guide you along the way if you ask them to come in and to help you with the changes you're wanting to make. So that's coming in for many of you. I have a feeling that when we pull your card for the week, your spirit message card, it's going to elaborate on this whole thing here. So let's see if I'm right. I could be wrong, but let's see. And guys, don't forget, these are general readings. They may resonate, they may not resonate. So you might have to go ahead and watch your moon sign and rising sign video to get a little bit more information specific for you and your planetary makeup. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do, which I'll talk about at the end. But let's see what your messages here. Oh my goodness, sexual arts. All right, so for a lot of you, this lovers thing, to be or not to be in a relationship, to not be in a relationship, to let someone in, to not let someone in. So you are having a decision to make, my darlings. And for many of you, it's going to have to do with love, romance, and sexuality. Okay? I want to turn to the creator of the deck to get a better idea of what their kind of thing here is with the sexual arts. Sounds like an adult Hogwarts Academy here. So card number 33 is going to be coming up for you guys. And what the creator of this deck wants you to know about it is, it says, keeping sexuality alive is an art form very few people truly understand. Are you sexually attracted to your partner every day? Sex energy only occurs when there is sexual polarity. Everyone has both masculine and feminine qualities to gift each other. The only time there is sexual spark is when one person is embodying more of their masculine energy and the other person is embodying more of their feminine energy. The masculine is the unchanging witness, presence, direction, decision-making, trying to bring everything to closure in consciousness itself. The feminine is change, life, force, light, flowing movement, Mother Nature, and emotion. Do not buy into the myth that sexual attraction eventually dies in long-term relationships. Sexual polarity is an art that takes practice. It can be so subtle and last a lifetime if you are constantly reinventing your gifts and using an open heart. Okay? So, this is something that some people may not agree with, because some people might say, well, I'm non-binary, or I identify as non-binary. And I do believe there are people who really do feel non-binary. They don't necessarily feel like they fall in either, category of what we consider to be male or female. But this is talking about just the energies, right? So I guess what it's saying is, oh gosh, how can I say this in a way that's not going to offend people? There's one energy that is very considered masculine, like what it was saying here, in terms of like taking action or being more of, I don't know if I want to say aggressive, guys. I want to be careful with my words, but I think the best way to say it is this. I think this is the perfect way to say it. I want to leave masculine and feminine out of it because I know that for some people, whatever I say is going to come out wrong. So what I'm trying to say is this. What I'm trying to say is that what I think the book is trying to say is, if you're in a relationship or if you're trying to attract a certain person and you just feel like you don't have the sex appeal, or if you're feeling like you're not feeling, like you're drawing the person in, or you're ready to try to draw somebody in, think about your person if you have an existing person, or think about the person you'd like to be with. Not a specific person, but the type of person you want to be with. And try to align your energy in a way that complements theirs, I guess is all I'm just going to try to say. This doesn't mean that you should change who you are or edit yourself, right? Maybe another better way to say it is, think about yourself and your energy and what kind of an energy you think would complement yours. And maybe begin going after that, or trying to figure out where you can go to find people that complement your energy. Okay, instead of looking at it as, oh, well, how am I going to do my hair, or what am I going to wear? Because it's not always about that. Like attracts like, energy responds to energy. So Yeah, you guys had lovers at the end, and then we had a sexual arts card. So I do think for a lot of you, you have love on the brain this week. As you guys know, I don't cover too much about love in the weekly forecasts. So if you want to get a more deeper, in-depth love reading, go ahead and check out the October love readings. The link is in the description of the video. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, you can go ahead and schedule a reading with me there. And for the month of October, I'm having a 50% off sale for the 60-minute and 30-minute phone calls. They're half off. All the other readings I usually offer are still available. It's just that the phone reading for 60-minute and 30-minute are half off. So if you want to schedule there, go ahead and jump on there and go ahead and schedule whatever you want. Phone reading, recorded reading. You can check out all of the options and availability there at Calendly. And I thank you so much, guys, for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and I'm wishing you a fabulous week, Aries.